Welcome back to EarthX 2026. I'm Paul Salfen, and one of the great joys of EarthX is to run into some wonderful people that you didn't expect to meet, and you find out some great stories of people doing wonderful things. One of those people is Clovis McCary. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Paul. It's an absolute honor to be here. I appreciate you extending this opportunity to me.
Yes,
really
absolutely.
An awesome pleasure here.
Well, for those at home, I was blown away when you told me about all the things that you do, and it's quite a few things. So tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Okay, so I work for Advanced Nutrients. We are the industry-leading cannabis-specific nutrient supplier. We're one of the very few nutrient companies that actually utilize biostimulants to limit inputs. So for sustainability concerns, the higher the input, the less sustainable that is. So we're really forward thinking in that concept. You know, our company motto is to continue and further the education of cultivators through best-in-class inputs. And we firmly believe we're doing that. That's one portion of the pyramid of cultivation. Our secondary portion of pyramid of cultivation is going to be genetic stability. So Hydronova Labs is our strategic partner for genetic stability. They are a very key portion of the industry, as everyone knows that a consistent input will lead to a consistent result. So through a consistent input of nutrient inputs and genetic consistency, you know, we see a very successful outcome. As long as we can get people to promote good controlled environmental tactics, they should be very successful. This should be a very successful scenario for everyone. So Hydronova really acts as a propagation layer to an industry that already exists. In my opinion, the cannabis industry specifically shouldn't probably do their own propagation, as it leads to a lot of variability with the input material. You know, everyone in the industry, it's very standard to call through your clones because there's so much vigor variation between every single clone run that you have. And that vigor and that spread of vigor ultimately leads to a spread across the canopy where there's not evenness and there's not consistency, there's not forecastability to the product, because there is, you know, variation within the vitality and vigor of the plants or the inputs or even the environment. You know, all of these things have to work in combination, you know, with these powers combined, right? Like Captain Planet said, with these powers combined. And that is the scenario we find ourselves in. So I'm very honored to be able to work with Advanced Nutrients. I have a very good position there where I get to see a lot as well. And in industries where it's like the person who's seen the most knows the most. And I've been very honored to see quite a bit along the way. And that's really helped me refine and define my understanding of the cannabis plant. And so I just kind of go around to these facilities and I offer good advice, good inputs, good tactics, good current agricultural and commercial practices. You know, what do those look like? And how can you instigate them into a facility that you're operating to help you find widened margins or greater paths of success? That's kind of my job, which is a very unique position, you know, to be very service oriented in an industry that's really looking for raw materials and such. To offer a white glove service is very unique, and that's something that Advanced really excels at. And I get to be that white glove. So I always show up and people have problems and I get the opportunity to assess them and walk them through that problem and then help them find a successful solution to that problem. And once I watch them instill that successful solution, I get to, to be their trusted advisor moving forward, because now I've helped them overcome a problem that they may or may not have ever been able to overcome themselves. And to be able to do that time and time again with cultivators all across the country has truly been an honor and a pleasure for me to be able to work with so many people and see so many versions of success that it's just been really, really an honor at every stage, you know, that people trust me with their crops, especially these high value crops like cannabis or other crops that are, you know, very valuable by nature. This is a scenario to be trusted in that is just, you know, it's a real honor again. I'm very proud. And so that's why I actually came out to the EarthX event, was to connect with more like-minded people that sustainability and long-term efforts were their initial goal, not their redefined goal when they realized the first one wasn't successful. I really found that there are a lot of people that want to be successful, but there are not a lot of people that want to be sustainable. And if you don't focus on the sustainable aspect of the business, then at some point your success model may fall apart, because you really have to look forward into the future significantly further than most cannabis specific cultivators do. I think the business acumen for most traditional agriculture is far better. And I do hope to see some of that business acumen really rolled down the hill to increase the business ethics of people in the cannabis industry. But as from a cultivator's perspective, it's the wild west still, per se. Like there are a lot of bad actors that don't care to be, sustainable long-term actors. They want to really focus on this dollar now. And I've found that the cost of reworking a project is greater than the cost of just doing it right in the first place. So I have always focused on creating a good business plan that's going to be successful, and then walking down that business path to get to that end goal that looks like success.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're a little bit of ways away here in the great state of Texas from the legalization of cannabis. I mean, it could be coming, but there's so many benefits to it, and we do have change makers and lawmakers that are here, and people that can help and listen. And you've seen the industry grow and do the right things and bring money to states that they didn't have before. So what would you say to those that think, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't do it? They should absolutely do it, right?
Absolutely. So my thought process would be like this. The immature markets are really the markets you want to operate in. Where there's the most volatility, people tend to stay away from those markets, but the people I've seen be the most successful were the people that embraced that volatility and found a way to work with it. That was something that I was very honored to do, was pioneer some of the techniques that we utilize in commercial cannabis today. And there are still people pioneering those techniques each and every day. They're refining what that perfect technique looks like. And it's those people that are constantly focused on improving, those are the people that'll be here long term. They're the people that will find success and differentiate themselves from the rest of the market. And I do believe that differentiation and that product brand placement is very, very important, especially in a high value market. Yeah. If you can get in front of all your customers and be very successful with them knowing exactly who you are, then they typically stay repeat customers, especially in cannabis.
That's true. Well, and you're also part of another market that's kind of emerging that has a little bit of confusion to it, the ketamine clinics. And
the ketamine clinics,
talk to us about those because those can really, really help people.
So ketamine is, from a medical standpoint, it's actually called Spravato. So a Spravato is a inhalated nasal treatment. And what we do is we offer that treatment to people who may have long-term psychological issues. And what we have seen is that even one treatment has the ability to be beneficial for up to 2 years. I mean, how many treatments have this long-term benefit of positive change in their life? And one of the things that we do very differently at our ketamine clinic is that we use laundry sheets, detergent sheets, and then we write down the individual's problem, the patient's problem, and we place that laundry sheet in a tub of water and watch it disappear before their eyes. And they really respond very, very well to that treatment as they can not just metaphorically see it disappear before their eyes, but literally see their problem no longer exist before them. And when they can take that and psychologically hold on to that for a long period of time, I do believe that that's where some of the success from ketamine is really going to be found. And it's very novel still. I do anticipate to put it in more places than it currently is. But yes, it is still very novel, and it is something that I'm very excited about working with in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, EarthX is a great place to connect with people and like-minded people like you that just have this fantastic drive about you. You've got this way about you that's fantastic. What do you tell yourself in the morning when you wake up that kind of keeps you going on this right path?
So what I tell myself every morning, and this come from a business coach, Russell, thank you. Russ Russ harped this to me, and he used to tell me, Clovis, you're always on and it always matters. And that was something that I was very resistant to trying to embrace. As Russ was always telling me, Clovis, you need to slow down and give your words the weight that they need to have the impact you want. And that was something I struggled with as a young man. And Russ really helped me break through that plateau per se and take it to the next level. So for me, the thing that I would tell each and every person is that you're always on and it always matters. Even if you happen to be on lying in your bed, doom scrolling through Facebook, that's time that you're still on. Even if no one perceives it, it's still on you. You don't get that time back.
Yeah, beautifully said. Tell everybody where they can find you and where else they can check out everything that you do.
So I can be found on LinkedIn at Kanna, Kanna _ Clovis, or Clovis McCary, or also on Instagram. I have a fairly large following on Instagram, but most of the social medias I'm on. But LinkedIn and Instagram are probably my two preferred as well.
Wonderful. Well, I hope you've had a wonderful time at EarthX. It's been great to meet you and great to find out more about what you do. And I know we're going to hear a lot more from you.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned because we're going to be back with more at EarthX 2026 next.